So, shout out to Bruce Vane. Seen a little bit of this video about Tim Bradley referring to Devin Haney as being, looking physically souped up because of SNAC. And, the whole thing where I did a video about Virgil and SNAC. You got black SNAC, like Bruce said, and you got a regular SNAC. And, it is what it is. Um, when it comes to the brothers, they always got to diminish. And Tim's a coon. And, y'all can say it's comedy, he's joking, he's putting on a minstrel show. And Sean Porter did the same thing, feeding into narratives about Terrence Crawford being on SNAC. And I'm going to say this, black people are more jealous and more envious and have a hatred for other black people that they don't have for nobody else. And like I said on one of my videos, I can't remember, I talked about it at the end of this video, y'all see about Earl Spence. And, low key, and I'm saying it here, allegedly what he leaking out online, what he looking out to people in the box community about his situation, right? So y'all see that video, I don't know, Sunday, Saturday, depends, right? And if I go live tomorrow. So it's some good information. And just like I told y'all, man, Joseph Parker was the brick man. That was a rumor that came to me that he moved them squares. I got the keys. What did I tell you? You got to test it before you flip them bricks. That was a huge rumor a few years ago that he was the white man. I told y'all that, right? And but yeah, it's this whole thing where all black SNAC and Crawford and with Devin Haney getting and but not Mario Barrios. I had somebody comment section, well, Victor Conti, he worked with Devin and Terrence. Well, he worked with Mikey Garcia. You know what I'm saying? Like, we see Mikey Garcia with the mask on. He worked with Triple G. Triple G got kicked out of the program. You see how, Dan Raphael, and we looked that article up, he hid that article. See, one thing about it is, everybody else gonna stick together. Black women gonna stick together. Brad gonna stick together. Hector gonna stick together. And when y'all black men gonna stick together, we can't stick together in something as small as boxing. I don't know what to say. Because y'all can't, but Bruce made a point. This is what I'm gonna speak of. It's jealousy. And that's the number one thing that a lot of y'all is suffering from. A lot of y'all got people around y'all, your mothers, some of you, your brothers, your sisters, your homeboys, and we can't see it. That's why it's good to have a strong, somebody that got your best interest. Sometimes your parents see, hey, that ain't the person you be hanging around with. Sometimes you really got a real woman on your side, and she tell you, hey, man, that nigga you messing with, my mans, he ain't really your mans. And, sometimes you got people that really care about you, right? I remember we had the security guard, and her daughter went to our school. But one of the dudes that I knew from middle school had transferred to our high school and shit. And security guard was like, Chris, his name was Alonte, he ain't your friend. And I ran off with it. I never fucked with him again because I knew she had my best interest at hand. So it wasn't no need to fight her because she ain't had no skin in the game for real. She was like, well, that's not your friend, And I always looked at that shit as a sign of God. And Tim Bradley can act like he team Terrence Crawford all he want to. He can act like, he down for the cause. But really what it is, a lot of them old niggas, they hate on these young fighters. I wonder why the Deontay Wilders wouldn't hire some of these old fighters, these black fighters. They bitter. They mad because of the money that these, like Bruce said, they mad because of the money that these guys getting. But you know what? You lay down train tracks so that train can come riding across the rails so they can get cargo from one side of the country to the next side of the country. So when them BMWs and them PlayStations come off the boat from overseas, how do y'all think they get to y'all? Y'all didn't see the wire? They were still in BMWs like the cargo. So somebody got to lay the rails down. Somebody got to drive the train there. And without what Timothy Bradley did, without what Floyd Mayweather did, without what Roy Jones did, without what Mike Tyson did, without what Evander Holyfield did, without what Larry Holmes did, Without Muhammad Ali, Floyd Patterson, Sonny Liston, Sugar Ray Robinson. I mean, you can go on and on. Jack Johnson, ain't nobody getting no money. Or Joe Louis too, ain't nobody. Sugar Ray Leonard, ain't none of y'all niggas getting no money. So where's the pride? Where's the pride in, in paving the way for the next generation? Where's the pride in that at? It's one thing to say, yo, y'all out of line and, y'all got to start doing this, that, and the third. But it's hard to get that message across and say, we all need to fight the best. And your intentions has been bitter. Your intentions is hating. You ain't saying I'm going to win or lose from a good place. You saying it from a bitter place because you mad that you believe we getting money that we didn't deserve and you had to get your money the hard way. And this is why I stay away from hating ass people, bro. Because hating ass people, they can be dream killers, they potentials killers, they money killers, the whole nine. A lot of these fighters like Tim Bradley, they disguise it in comedy. Some of them is tart and it's sour and it's blunt, as they can come, right? And they give it to you straight. But a lot of that shit boiled down to is they mad that these guys are getting money that they could never get while they was doing it. But without them doing what they did and sacrificing, them fighters ain't get that money. But guess what? They don't see that as a game. They fuck their money up on bitches. They fuck their money up, um, getting divorced and married and shit like that. They made their mistakes, making children out of wedlock and all that type of shit. Absolutely. But all that shit was Sean Porter acting like he Terrence Crawford friend, Timothy Bradley acting like he Terrence Crawford friend. Sean Porter throwing both them niggas under the bus, but he introduced Devin to Victor Conti. All that is jealousy, bro. All that shit boils down to jealousy. A lot of these niggas' opinion in boxing, I mean in black boxing, it's bitterness and it's jealousy. And that's what it boils down to. A lot of these people are bitter and they jealous. And a lot of people is not going to say it. Nobody going to say it. It's bitter and it's jealousy. Oh, you getting this? I did this and I was a better fighter and I did. It's bitter and jealousy. All that SNAC shit, you know where they get validity and legs from? They get validity and legs from niggas like Brian Norman Sr. Then if you so afraid about SNAC and the drug testing don't matter, nigga, why you take the fight then? That's my thing about it. Why you take the fight? If SNAC is gonna be a problem, don't fight the SNAC fighters. But niggas like Brian Norman Sr., he don't bring that shit up about the Mexican fighters. He don't bring that up about the brass that take it or the other fighters from Eastern Europe that fuck with that SNAC. He don't bring that shit up. And I don't care if he fighting Devin or not. Bill brought up to the fact that y'all hadn't enrolled in SNAC. What y'all waiting for? Tim Brown, oh yeah, that's SNAC. Okay, Ryan Garcia's with SNAC. Ain't nobody say shit. Mario Barrios was with SNAC. Ain't nobody say shit. Golovkin got kicked out of SNAC. Ain't nobody say shit. Caleb Plant with SNAC. Ain't nobody say shit. I take it one step forward. David Benavidez worked with a known steroid user in Memo Hernandez. I don't know if he's still working with him, but he works with a guy who was convicted. Manny Pacquiao worked with Alex Ariza. I'm not sure if Ariza was convicted. So we can say all that we want to. We got the hard facts. Most people feel like they got the hard facts, especially with that email about Manny Pacquiao. But Pacquiao continues to get a slide. Pacquiao got a slide, with that Clottey fight for allegedly setting up fights. Clottey said he took a dive. That interview's still up somewhere on YouTube. They don't bring up none of this shit. They don't bring up none of the controversies. Let's keep it a beam. But they always making accusations. They harder on Terrence Crawford than he fought a fucking guy that pop-tied in Canelo Alvarez. And you accept their excuses. Eddie Reynoso had several fighters that pop-tied that was a promoter, with his boxing program, or he associated with them, or they was with his No Life, No Boxing. He put a sponsorship on their trunks. But there ain't no investigation on him. These black people don't bring it up about him. And a nigga like Tim Bradley, and it's always these niggas that's married to these Hispanics that be cooning. Him, Sean, Garfield, the coke sniffing cat. It's always these motherfuckers that's married to these Latino women that be the biggest coons. They be the biggest coons. It's always them Latino niggas. Shout out to I Just Want the Truth. I appreciate it, Wayne D. Let's just call it. We gotta start calling this shit on. These niggas should be ostracized from the support of black boxing, bro. If you down with the kinfolk, they should be ostracized from that shit, bro. Guys like Tim Bradley, Sean Porter, they shouldn't deserve black support. You shouldn't hit the like button. You shouldn't watch the podcast, for real. And I'm just keeping it real. You shouldn't even watch the podcast. You shouldn't support neither one of them niggas, man. I be telling y'all that, bro. These niggas are bringing destruction to black YouTube, and they monetizing it with minstrel shows. And then what really pissed me off is they act like that's their homeboy. They act like they cool with Crawford. They act like they cool with this guy. You know, a lot of them act like they cool with Bill and Dev. But the Bill and Dev get that hate because it's that money. They get that money. They were smart. They ain't signing their life away for a signing bonus. And even though Bob and a lot of these promoters fuck these niggas out a lot of money, they don't have none of the ill will. They don't have none of the ill will towards them. None. Motherfuckers that took money from them, fucked them out of money, set them up in fights, you know, extended their contracts, and they don't got nothing bad to say about them. I don't respect no black men that only got something bad to say about black men. I don't respect it. I don't respect it. Because when Brad and Hector get on their helmet, they apologize fast. They hold their tongue and don't say nothing about nobody. But as soon as it's about a black fighter, they got something bad to say about it. That's one thing I do respect about Clarissa Shields, is that if you really get her to say something bad about one of these young dudes, these black boxers, they really earn that shit. I'll give her that. They earned that shit. They earned it. She support all of them. She speak very highly of everybody that's in the black community. I mean, she might be the blackest in boxing. The rest of them niggas, they really ain't black, man. These niggas pay homage to Hispanics. You know, they pay homage to everybody but niggas. I ain't seen one Hispanic ever pay homage to a nigga on their trunks or to FBA culture. None of them. None of them. These Eastern Europeans, they don't pay no homage. They don't pay no homage to black Americans. Fuck out of here. But here these niggas is wearing sombreros and wearing Mexican patches and having Hispanics singing to them. I'm just telling you, boxing is a coon fest. That shit's a coon fest, man. Ain't no real niggas in boxing. I'll tell you that right now. The real niggas in boxing is a handful of content creators. And then the ones that avoid the truth. You know, so you got the ones that try to just walk the thin line, which I ain't knocking them for it. I'm not knocking them for it. The ones that just, hey, I'm gonna stay out of it. I'm gonna keep it straight boxing. But it's a handful of real niggas in boxing. And I'm gonna say, the vast majority of them boxers, that ain't it. That ain't it. It's niggas like Kevin Cunningham. It's solid. It's like old real trainers, old heads. You know, a lot of them past fighters, them niggas be cooning too. Don't forget, Floyd and Roy was over there showing the Russians they secrets. They was helping training the Russians, but they turn around and they talk about Donald Trump as treasonous. But here you have it. You had, you know, and I love John David Jackson, but I gotta say it, right? You had John David Jackson training a man that didn't even respect his skin color. You know what I'm saying? Training a man that he knew was a racist in Kovalev for $1. You got Buddy McGurk training all these Eastern Europeans, you know, and showing them our secrets. So, it's been a long list of coonery in the sport of boxing. And a lot of y'all don't know, that's why Joe Frazier didn't fuck with Muhammad Ali. It wasn't no shit where Eddie Futch, because he threw the towel in, and, Ali was going to quit the Thriller in Manila. See, this is why y'all need to read. Y'all need to watch some documentaries. I would say do a combination of both, but whatever floats your boat. Because before Eddie Futch threw the towel in for Joe Frazier, Muhammad Ali quit. He quit. That would have changed everything. He quit. And to get context, they was like, man, Muhammad Ali didn't quit in Zaire versus George Foreman. But in Thriller Manila, the air conditioning, they was in the arena. People forget the Rumble in the Jungle, that was like at 6 in the morning, it was 110 degrees. So at least you didn't have the sun beaming on your back. That shit happened like 6 or 8 in the morning. I believe on a Tuesday in America. It was a weekday. But he quit. Thriller Manila, wasn't no air conditioning in that bitch. And, Eddie Futch, didn't want to see Joe Frazier get hurt. And at the end of that fight, Muhammad Ali, he said some nasty shit for years about Joe Frazier. Called him a gorilla, monkey, and he said some, and you got to remember too, and like I said, it got to be said. This ain't going to be no popular video, but you can look all this shit up I'm saying. And, he said some nasty things. And when Muhammad Ali got stripped of his title for not wanting to enter the draft and go to the war, Joe Frazier gave him some money to keep him on his feet. It was in the movie. And he spoke very ill of Joe Frazier. Called him a gorilla, monkey, all this cool shit. So at the end of the day, after they fought Thriller Manila, he told Joe Frazier's son, hey man, your dad's a great man. And, tell him, he's a great fighter. And Joe Frazier was like, hold on, nigga. Why don't you tell all these people how great I am in front of all these reporters and not just whisper it to my son? You did a lot of shit talking. I gave you some money to get on your feet, and you bit the hand that fed you, nigga. You talked about me like a fucking dog. You could have been more tasteful to build the fight up. Really want shit to build up. You couldn't keep your right hand up. I kept dropping you on your ass. Then we fought again. After Frazier beat me, Foreman beat me up. I beat him up. You beat him up, excuse me. You got me in the second fight and said some fucking nasty things about you. Boxing has a long history of some straight up selling out, butt breaked ass niggas, man. And that's what it is. We shouldn't even be surprised. I have an expectation of black men that, in boxing that never been. Jack Johnson was running around with white women. That's one of the reasons why they say, well, if a brother get a white woman, they see it as a success symbol. Jack Johnson, he kind of, fed into that narrative. Willing to die behind some white pussy. This just had to be said, bro. To give y'all context, it just had to be said. When you look at it, bro, all boxers, historically, it ain't been too many ones down for the cause. And I get it, it's competition. But when you look at the Eastern Europeans, they galvanize. They stick together. Say what you want to do. If they got to fight each other, they got to fight each other. And it's a damn good fight. They damn near explode. When they fight each other, it's always good fights. But they stick together. Right? They stay on code. Hector, they stick together. The Cubans, for the most part, they stick together. The Dominicans, the Puerto Ricans, the Mexicans, everybody stick together. A lot of them different fighters from Africa, if they come from the same country, they stick together. We don't never stick together. And it's crazy that we don't stick together and we refuse to fight each other, especially in this era, and we as great as we are. So imagine if we broke bread with each other, we worked together. We'd be further along. We'd be further along. But this ain't no shocker, though. We're going to continue to make ourselves the face of everything bad in this sport because of jealousy. Like niggas in the Hall of Fame and hating. You know what I'm saying? Like, tell me you in the Hall of Fame and you mad because this man he had money before he came to boxing. So that changes everything. When you come for money, you got leverage. I don't have to take a 360 deal if I got money. I ain't got to take a bad deal if I got money. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of them didn't have no leverage when they took these bad deals. They didn't have no leverage. And that's understandable. But you can't get mad because somebody else's father, right? Somebody else's father had money. He made a way. They went through the trenches. They said, Bill Haney even raised the pay. Robert Garcia said this. He raised the pay scale up for the Mexican fighters. He said the Mexican fighters started getting paid more money when Bill and Devin was down there in Mexico. He said that out of his own mouth. But it's all jealousy, bro. It's all jealousy. They show all this respect. Oh, Bam Rodriguez is my favorite fighter. Oh, I love Canelo Alvarez. You know what I'm saying? They show love to everybody but each other. That's why I told y'all, man. That's why this space, I don't do media, man. I don't do interviews because these niggas, I only interview trainers, refs, and trainers. These niggas is some straight up coons in boxing, man. All of them. All of them. I'm general. All of them. It's a rarity to find a solid nigga in boxing. All these niggas some coons. So, if you get into this space and you want to talk some real shit or you want to be real black, man, awesome. Don't you bite her. Sit. He wouldn't bite you. Sit down. Go. Man, this motherfucker want to be out here bullshitting. He only want to eat his food. Go. I'm not about to put you in yet. But go. Come on. But yeah, that's just what it is. But I keep telling y'all that shit, bro. These niggas is phony, bro. Every black fighter in boxing, these niggas is phony, man. And I wish niggas really start telling their testimony about how a lot of these niggas treat them. Hey, man, I like to who you with? Where you from? What's your address? What's your social security number? What's your mama's name? What's your mama's maiden name? I'm telling you, that's what them niggas gonna say. Who you with? Who you with? Who again? Where was your mama born at before you get? hey, man, Becky come up to him. Oh yeah, yeah, I love the interview with you. Yeah, I'm telling y'all, man. I swear for God and two white men. I swear for God and two white men. I'm telling y'all, man. These niggas in boxing, bro. Them niggas is sellout ass niggas. These white boys, these white boys and these Hectors, they make the same videos, but then they come to you and they threaten to sue you. But they don't threaten to sue them. That's why I don't respect these niggas. That's why I don't really have nothing good to say unless I gotta say it. I don't have nothing good to say, dog. And I'm not the only content creator that feel like this. A lot of these niggas gotta shuck and jive and lie and try to, man, I'm not protecting the fake ass black code in boxing no more. Shout out to Kid Bud, appreciate it. Appreciate the super chat. I'm not protecting that shit no more, man. And I ain't saying this because you came into the chat, but Boost went to go train with Canelo. He begged the nigga to go train with Canelo. That should let you know everything you need to know about boxing. And I'm just like, you just gotta come to grips with it. You gotta come to grips with it. These niggas is phony. Niggas didn't made this niggas done made this videos about Fred and shit, and Fred passed, and hey, look, I get it. I get it more than most. But, when these Hectors or these Beckys or these Brads, do worse than Fred, yeah, this nigga is fucking spoiled brat. You got fool in your bowl. I did my job. When they, have those conversations, when they don't threaten to sue them, They don't threaten them. They ain't got nothing bad to say about them. They don't. In the end, you know, a lot of these niggas, they sit here and be like, "Oh, you don't matter," and you a trash YouTuber, and you ain't got this many followers. But then you look, and them niggas blackball you from going to these fights. They blackball you from going into these fights. They say, "Oh, don't let him in." You know, black people, black fighters, telling them not to let black content creators in. I ain't lying. I'm not lying. I done seen niggas fall out. You know, black trainers fall out with black content creators over some he say she said shit. I'm telling y'all, man, a lot of these content creators, they ain't gonna speak up, man. They ain't gonna speak up. You know, Ellie can say all this shit. He can lie. He can say shit that's defamation. You ain't never heard these niggas. He done said a bunch of shit that's defamation about. I ain't saying no particular fighter name, but this nigga want to threaten to sue me, but never threaten to sue Ellie Setback. That's why I be saying these niggas is coons, man. I gotta say it, man. What Too Short say? I gotta keep it real. These niggas is. I'm telling y'all, man. If I'm dying, if I'm flying, if I'm lying, I'm flying right now. If I'm dying, I'm flying right now, man. And I ain't gonna tell you a lie, bro. As much lies and shit that they done said about all these fighters and about they done got personal. Yo, your baby mama a fat bitch and all that. Hey, they ain't lay one hand on the Brad yet, on the Hector yet. But they want to threaten. They want to threaten black content creators. Oh, don't let him in. Oh, don't let him into this gym. None of that. None of it. All these fighters, and you hearing me, and I'm saying this, and they got a prop. They all fucking sellouts. All these black fighters are sellouts. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And these niggas is some buck dancing, coon ass niggas, man. And I stand on it. I stand on it. These niggas taking dives. You know, these niggas cussing out black fans. See, some of these niggas may not even sign black people autographs. Slap me, get out of here, man. I promise y'all this, man. Don't think it's no allegiance, it's no code, they showing love. No. No. Just and next time you pay attention to what I'm saying. I'm leaving this video up. I stand on it. I stand on it. I'm leaving this video up. I stand on it. Next time, start remembering what I'm saying. Start peep what I'm saying, and then you gonna start to see what I'm saying. Just start peeping how they move. And how a Canelo get pop-top. How Canelo pop-pop, and these niggas don't say nothing. Right? Right? They don't say nothing. It's, but a black fighter pop high, they got something to say. Or how, and I'm not talking about nobody else but black people. Deontay lose a fight, right? Deontay Wilder lose a fight. They celebrated, bro. And me and Chris talked about this. Chris from New York, we was talking about it. And his timeline was messed up. I was like, that's before he accused Mark Breland of what he did. And he was like, oh yeah, you're right. That's before he accused Mark Breland of it was that fight, but he hadn't said it yet. And these niggas they was celebrating the loss of Deontay Wilder. They were celebrating it. I'm telling you, bro, they were celebrating it. Oh, he need to retire. He never need to fight again. Remember that? I'm telling y'all, man, go watch that again. This is before he accused Mark Breland of anything. They were celebrating this brother's downfall. He need to retire. He never need to fight again. And whoop, he blam, and blam, he whoop, and all that shit. But with Canelo lose, you ain't heard too many niggas say, hey man, Canelo got lost to a welterweight. He needs to walk away from boxing. Never have you heard that from niggas in masks. Oh, I think Canelo can come back, and I think he'll be all right. I think he'll do well. Never. Never. You ain't hear niggas say, well, Triple G need to hang it up, and Triple G don't never need to fight again. You see these same niggas. Oh, Triple G a Hall of Famer. You know, Triple G did this, and he's come on, man. Come on now. Oh, Fulton is done, and Fulton never should fight again. And no, cool. You know what I'm saying? But you see a lot of the Mexicans, you see a handful of them, like, Virgil, need to be a man about it on some Kayla Nicole's homie Braxton shit. But you see a lot of them saying, well, he don't owe nothing, and he should do this, and Boots need to get his numbers up. And you see a lot of content creators advocating for Boots, and I get it. He did train with Canelo, but guess what? I ain't hold that against him. I'm with whoever wants to fight. I'm objective. Whoever trying to bang, that's who I'm with. Whoever trying, I'm objective. I don't care what he did with Canelo. I'm with whoever trying to bang. Whoever trying to make this fight and trying to do it the right way, hey, that's who I'm rocking with, regardless of color. I'm trying to see something. I'm trying to see boxing survive. That's just me. I ain't holding that Canelo shit over his head when it comes to seeing a good fight, and I ain't praying on that brother's downfall neither. I still root for that brother. I don't like how he move, but so be it. We all make mistakes, but we know where his allegiance lie at. With the other 99.9% of fighters, we know where their allegiance lie at. They're more anti-black than anybody else. They're more anti-black than anybody else. You got a better chance going to a Klan rally and finding a pro-black than you do in boxing. As far as the fighters. And I say that. They only threaten to sue niggas. They only threaten harm on niggas. Come on, man. I'm just saying, man. Hey, man, take this information for how you want to take it, bro. I said what I said, and I meant what I said. Peace.